The old man will. The old man will. The old man will. The old man builds. The old man builds is broken in the head. People not seeing reality has put them in the red. Where conscious and spirituality restricted from the norm and replaced with the ignorance of basic magnetic form. The geometry of God keeps running through his head. That's what makes old man builds broken in the head. The old man builds. The old man builds. Spheres of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds.
Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Nathan, otherwise known as Old Man Builds. Guys, we got interesting stuff going on to our community. Unfortunately, it's happening, I would say for a second time, but man, it's way more than that. We got some people out there kind of unscrupulous. Now, there's, yeah, Bernie, I sent you an invite if you want to talk, but I'll just say this. A while back, and I'll give you my experience with it, we had people that were getting into your computer and starting to take your tech right from you by a simple conversation. They reverse hack you through streams. They would end up with a bunch of stuff that they weren't supposed to have. They would know information that they shouldn't know, quite frankly, and they have no idea how to use it. And you saw it when they tried to put it into action. So, is there a lot of stuff on this? Yeah. I think one of the biggest things to this is you got to really see what you're doing as well. Are you opening yourself up for it? Did you have any kind of, you know what I mean? Get too much to drink, you know what I mean? Spill a few too many words that you shouldn't have been saying. Did you go out and trust somebody you know was not trustworthy, or they screwed a bunch of other people over and then they only now just screwed you over? You got to watch those kind of things. And then there's people that are just flat out. You can see it every day of the week. As soon as they come onto your show, they immediately make a beeline for people and who they want to talk to and who they want to catch up with, things like that. And you know what's going to happen. You see it a bunch of times, and then you always see the inevitable computer crash, the glitches in their computer all the time when they live stream. I mean, it gets pretty bad. I've seen, my live stream died several times when you get into explaining something that they don't want to put out there because it's part of their patent that they took from you. So you get your live stream cut, you get your whole system drops, your internet connection goes bad, your computers get glitchy. You have to reset your computer completely. Now, I know they think they're all, you know what I mean, hiding who they are. It's not hard to figure out, guys. I've been doing computers since I was a kid. Okay. Back when we used to play, what was it, Command, where you used to write in the computer code in order to do things with zeros and ones in order to bounce things back and forth. I mean, this isn't hard, guys. It's a timestamp on everything. You just got to know where to find it. You know, I think there's a lot of this going on, and I'll say this: I do all my stuff open source for a reason, and it's very simple. I don't have time for these people. Okay, I'm in a lot of pain every day. I do things that I want to do. I pick jobs that I want to do, and then that's it. I don't really have time to play any kind of games that are going on. So I just let it out. If I don't want it out, it doesn't go anywhere near the computer system that goes online. So let's just say that. So let me just say we had some situations, man, where good people, V Sears was on with us for a long time, and he is the fractal king. I'll tell you that. Really, really cool person as well. And man, so excitable, such a good person. They hacked his computer 4 times and crashed every single one of them. And every time he got another one up and going, they would crash again. Well, they hacked the living daylights out of him, and he's never been seen since. So, yeah, we kind of knew what was going on there. Yeah, it wasn't a pretty situation, man, and I feel bad because he came on our show, and we're all cool people here, but I mean, for God's sakes, man, leave the guy alone. You know, we do things differently here, man. If you want to share it, share it. If you don't want to share it, it's fine. Don't. I don't care. Just come out and say your piece and whatever you want. That's good for me. So I feel bad for him, man, and that's part of one of the things that happened on this show. We've also had people that tell me all kind of problems, and guys, it's systemic on the same people all the way through. They're the first person to ask you, "Oh, well, who was it?" Well, you know who you are because you did it. So, look, I stay away from those type of people, and yeah, I just don't mess around. If somebody's got too many government program things on their computer, if you got too many downloads that say CIA on it, and you got too many downloads that came from somewhere else, hey, buddy, I know how you get them. I mean, you don't get them by being, the person with the nice suit and tie going to church and doing everything on the internet correctly. I mean, let's not fool ourselves here. You pulled those things from somewhere you shouldn't have. And unfortunately, that's the way it is. You're not just the great investigator that pulls them up. So, yeah, sorry about that, bud. But we kind of know where they come from, and you're taking your own risk to look at them. I think a lot of that stuff, man, really comes to how bad you want this. And unfortunately, a lot of people are willing to do a lot of things to get there. I'm not one of them, man. I prefer doing the work and seeing where things go and how things build out because I just want to know the answer. I could care less if you make money on it. Matter of fact, if I build something for you and you make money on it, great for you, man. Honestly, I still don't care. You know what I mean? Not my cup of tea, buddy. I've already put myself in a situation where I do fairly well. So anyway, I gotta say this though, and for everybody out there who are wondering, what you need to do to stop this and stuff is it's real simple. If you got a patent and it's pending, say zero about it. Just zip the lip and say nothing. Learn something else. Okay, come on to these shows and talk about that something else. You got a patent pending, you just close it and don't say a word. Because a couple words to the wrong person that has an understanding of what you're doing means your patent is now poo. You will not be able to patent it any longer because they'll file a patent right away. As soon as they understand what you're talking about, they're going to file a patent on it. And they'll use every fancy word in the book. If you don't want it out, don't talk about it. And that's, yeah, that's real simple. If you go on a show that all they do is science and they patent stuff and they put things out and they have researchers that they're devoted to that one thing. Understand this. There are two ways to get paid in that. You get paid for information. So the more information that you include in a database, the more you get paid. So accumulation of information going into a database will get them paid. And it gets them paid a lot of money. They can also make money by directly taking what you're working on and give it to somebody else to work on and make sure that they can achieve it first because they're putting a ton of financial backing behind it where they know you're poor. You'll know when they screw you over because they'll go radio silent on you immediately. As soon as they think they have what you went out and built and spent the time on and everything else, they will absolutely go radio silent on you. And you will not get any information from them whatsoever. They won't return your phone calls. They will not contact you. They will make you a pariah in the whole the whole scene of what we do here, they will go flat out to ruin who you are. That's how these people work. And it's not like they're not telling you up front who they are. I mean, you should pretty much recognize what's going on. If somebody wants to talk to you not on the live stream and they want to do it in the backside of this whole thing, and they want to tell you something, so spicy, like, oh my God, I got this big thing. And then all of a sudden, you're the one doing 90% of the talking in the back room. Let me tell you, you're about to get screwed. You might as well bend over the table right there and take it, because that's what you're going to get. You got to watch these things, guys. I've been in sales for a long time for soda companies, and I've seen every unscrupulous person screw somebody over. And in every way, man, they'll walk right out the door. 2 seconds later, they're getting screwed. And it really comes down to this. If they want your tech, pay it. Pay the money up front. You don't get it for free. Pay it up front. If it's something like that where your family's involved and you got to get paid and you've been working on the patent forever, hey, not a problem. You just send me 80% up front and you get the last answers for the last 20% you pay. Okay? That way, bird in hand, it's worth two in the bush, buddy. Okay? Give me all the money, just about all the money up front. That's the way it works. So if I wanted to hold something back, you'd never have it. Let me just say it that way. I don't work that way because I just don't want the drama and I don't want to try to hide things and play shadow games and everything like that. But I will say this, man, there are some people out there that do this. And you'll see it all the time. There's a lot of people you run into that are like me who've been doing this for a while. I won't mention anybody else's name, guys, because I don't want to pull anybody in, you know what I mean, in that way and do anything wrong. I'll just say we all know who they were. We all recognized it early. A lot of us got out before it got too deep. And unfortunately, and I got to say this, some people watched other people get tanked again, 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 and again. They watched people come in, get shamed, get pulled out, people stealing their tech, other people working on it. And they saw this right in front of their eyes and did nothing about it. I mean, if you know that's the kind of people you're working around, it's only a matter of time before they get you. I mean, at that point, everybody's expendable. That's what they're telling you up front. They're not lying to you. That's what they're telling you. Everybody in this group's expendable. As soon as you have information or you're no longer an asset for us to bring more people in that have this kind of tech, then you're no longer welcome here. That's what they do. Whether they pay you or not, whether you are unwilling to do it or unwanting to do it, and they have you do it anyway, okay, because you don't realize any better, that's what these people do. I mean, there's some really raunchy people out here in this world, man. I've seen it way too much. Okay. You don't go into the boss's office and bitch about something, and then the next week they change the assembly line and change it to what you said because mathematically it made a ton of sense and they saved a bunch of money. Hey, you gave that away for free, buddy. Let me just tell you that right now. They're not saying, hey, you did a good job. No, they don't even say that. They said, fire this guy so we can go ahead and claim this and he'll never say a word. That's the way those companies work. You're just another minion to them. So, yeah, we've all had it happen, man. All of us. That's the way these people here work. You got to remember, they're out here to make a paycheck. And screwing you over is a paycheck to them. So, yeah, it's going to happen. So, I love it, man. I once walked into an office. I'll just tell you this is a fact. I was working for a soda company. I walked in and it says, hey, Why sell a 24 pack when you could sell it as an 18 pack and then it palletizes on a 3 foot by 3 foot pallet way better? And not only that, the price difference is not going to matter much. People don't really look that heavily at it. They just think it's a mass buy for a certain amount of money. And you, in turn, on a production line would save this many cents per can, this many cents per soda, right? Well, guess what happened? 2 weeks later, they're 18 packs now. And now you buy your soda pop at 18 packs. Isn't that ironic? Yep. I guess that could have made me money in some way, but I still don't care. Like, you tell that to the boss goes in, feeds a hit to his boss, as long as it financially makes sense, they do it. That's what this world is. So, yeah. Oh well. I mean, you get over it. Look, like I said, I did well for myself, and I no longer have to do this in that situation. So I just give it away. There's certain things I won't give away because they're harmful to people. So yeah, there's times, man, where if you're talking to somebody because you just want to get them to be your friend, or that you've had too many drinks, let me just tell you this right now. Go look in a mirror. If you've been drinking and you can see it in your eyes, stop. Do not go on another program until you stop. I can tell you, man, for spending my life in a bottle for several years with back pain, you are not who you usually are. And you're giving shit away for free. There's no getting around that. That's what you're doing. And you're kind of ruining your reputation in the middle of it. You need to stop and no longer give any information. You'll end up broke, penniless, and have a bottle right next to you. That's what's going to happen. And then everybody who was your partner got screwed over because your loose lips let it go. And you need to really button it back up, man, and straighten out. And for those 2 hours you come onto a show, you stop that stuff. And I told you, man, I spent time in a bottle. I had a broken back. Both sides snapped at the same time. Couldn't really walk, couldn't feel my toes, couldn't feel nothing for a while. And I spent a long time in a lot of pain in a bottle, man. I know what it's like. I know what you do, and I know how you change your personality. So just a word to the wise, stop. Because you're not getting your stuff stolen, you're giving it away. At the end of the day, you're going to have to look at yourself in the mirror and understand you gave that away. There is another side to it. Like I said, if you saw people getting screwed over, why are you surprised it happened to you? Why? If you watch countless people come and go on the internet and they got all their stuff taken, got screwed over, and their shows canceled, why are you surprised it happened to you? I mean, seriously, I'm not. I'm not shocked. You know what I mean? Because you should have walked away. Your morals sort of said, I need to walk away from this. I don't want to be part of this. I don't want to have anything to do with this. This is not how I do business. So, I mean, you just walk away. I don't have a problem walking away from things and everything else. I just don't. And I don't hold people accountable for something that I did either. So, if I'm giving it away, I hold myself accountable for giving it away. If I walk up here and give you the secret to anti-gravity, I'm giving it away. I can't go over to somebody and go, oh man, you made $5 billion on that. I should have been part of that. No, because you gave it away. That's the point of giving it away. You really have to be accountable to yourself in the end of this too. If you know other people's computers are getting hacked because of the same download from everybody, it's your job to let somebody know, hey, don't download that. Don't look into it. There's a problem with the file. You know what I mean? If you have the opportunity to say something, you should. So, and I know some people get upset right away when they get screwed over by somebody and like to lash out at everything. I will warn you on this. Sometimes you lash out at a bigger community thinking that you'll take down a big thing. You better have receipts. Otherwise, you're getting screwed over and sued for defamation, and then you're in the poorhouse. Have your receipts in line and ready to go. And I'll say this, if somebody's out there buying you a bunch of stuff, you know what I mean? Let me buy you this meter. Let me buy you this. Let me buy you that. You know what I mean? Then kind of watch your back on it. Look, it's okay to take some gifts. Just understand they want something in return. I mean, it's better off just to say it up front. Hey, buddy, you know, hook up my lab, dude, and I'll do this job for you. There's nothing wrong with saying that. You know what I mean? That's fine to do, and they'll probably be appreciative of that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, just watch yourself on this stuff, man. Like I said, when I first started on here, I got a lot of information about certain people, so I always watched out about them and to say, hey, let me use my best judgment. Is this person really this way? Should I look for certain signs? And I will say this: it was 100% true. Oh, it was 100% true. No issues with that. 100%. And they may seem slick to you, wasn't seeming slick to me. When you come up and you talk with a shiny silvery tongue and you got $1 million tongue, but you got a 10-cent project, then we got a problem because that $1 million tongue puts you in a certain category of like, let's put them over here, not close to me, because I don't know that I quite trust you. Now, if you're giving me something, you know what I mean, there's a project that matches the way you're speaking about it, then absolutely. But you got to remember, man, I've been doing this since the 80s. I mean, I've been building computers and stuff since I was a kid. Back to the Tandy 1000, man, when RAM wasn't even really a thing. It was like, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Anyway, there's a lot of bad stuff and a lot of bad roads to go down this. And again, I will not name names. That's unfortunate that it happens to everybody. I think they have their own cross to bear on it. And I think they should clarify just exactly what the situation is before they name a name, is what I think should happen. But that's just me, you know. But like I said, man, be accountable for what you do. Don't say somebody took it if they didn't, because there's certain things that we all do. So yeah, everybody likes to bring attorneys into it. I can see that. But look, they're gonna ask you what you did. You can lie to them, give them the runaround, and in the end, they see right through you. They want to get to the quickest answer that they possibly can. And then once they find out who you are, then they do their case accordingly. And there are a bunch of people with thieves there too. They're out to take your money, man. They just care about the next billable hour. They could care less what your problem is. They don't care if you even win. All they care about is the next billable hour. So you better have good receipts, because you're the one fighting the case, if you understand what I mean. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I to be honest with you, I still work with some people that their friends have gone out and done things to people, and I just go, you know what? Here's the deal up front, and that's the way it works. And if I decide not to work with you, I decide not to work with you, and that's the way it goes. But most of the time, if I'm doing work with somebody, I just volunteer my time. You know what I mean? Because sometimes in their tech that they want done, I get a little bit more understanding of what I wanted done. So it kind of was mutually beneficial, and I'm okay with that. So yeah, I know some people want some names out there, and I know some people shouting some names in the comments. But I can't shout everything that everybody says out there because it's not personal to me. And yeah. Anyway, all right, man. We got some questions that have absolutely nothing to do with the topic that are going on here, so we'll have to get into those in a few minutes. But yeah, just watch yourself, guys. Don't let it happen to you. Don't think that you're safe. I mean, there's people that are like me that don't give a crap about your tech. They just like to hang out with you as a person. So make whatever small talk you want. Um, and like I said, if you got a patent, man, if you're going to apply for patent, just be quiet about it. Do not bring it up every show. Do not continuously talk about it. Just shut up about it. You know what I mean? Go file your patent and be happy. And then when it's done, inform all of us, and we'll all be happy for you. But don't come out here and, oh, I got to say this, I got to say that, I got to say this, or I got to be on subject with that. Yeah, it may be on your mind because you're working on it, but if you're getting a patent for it, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Go talk about something else. You know what I mean? We don't need that information. If you're not ready, you can go and help them with the project by all means. Hey, that's what this show's good for, man. You do that all day long. I don't really care. You come on here and tell everybody about your Patreon. That works great for me. You know what I mean? Go for it. There's people who are into those projects already that are, you know what I mean, waist deep, and they need that final bit of help to get there. Let me just say this. We had some good people, man, like Tim Tron out there and Heliarch, which do good work that'll get you to that over Unity project. And they'll just telling you up front, hey, come in, watch our stuff, understand this, start your project, get it going. Come see us and we'll help you get over that hump. We'll help you get to that next level. And you know what? That's the right way to go. That is the absolute right way to go because they're there for you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but they're not out there to take your stuff. They've already seen so many things out there. They don't just, honestly, man, they've probably seen it already. Whatever is in your mind that you think is super duper special, they've probably seen that. What you got to worry about is if you get someone that isn't an engineer and they want engineering knowledge, well, that's when it comes down to, who are you and what are you doing? I got people ask me questions about stuff and how things work, and then if I get on a live show, they run like, you know what I mean, as fast as they possibly can. So staying there and asking you the question about it. Well, you didn't want me explaining it to you on live, on live. Why? Because then people understand I gave you the answer. That's why. That's why you don't want to talk to me on live air about it, because you know I'm giving you the answer, and everybody else does too. So they like to, hey, let me get you in the back room and talk about it. So when I come out as my idea, then everybody will believe it. No, it wasn't. You had a thought about it. You had a brain fart, and somebody else, some engineer fixed it for you. So whatever. That, like I said though, not that way, guys. I just don't care. If I give it out to you for free, I give it out for free, and that's the way it works. So when I say there's no patent never going to happen, that's what I mean. I don't really care how rich it would have made me either. I just don't care. I mean, I have more time that are good just here talking with the group in the chat, man, than anything else, which is just the joy of my retired life. Okay, let me just tell you that. That's where my fun comes from. You know what I mean? I don't need to be rich, man. I do well as it is. I got my own man cave. You know what I mean? You see it behind me. I get to do circuit projects however I want. Get to wind as many coils as I want. Nobody tells me, what I have to do, man. Total man cave going on. So I'm pretty happy in life, man. I don't need to file patents to feed my kids. So yeah, I kind of work on an open book method here. But that's just me. And if you come on and you have your own stuff, by all means, keep it. You know what I mean? We'll talk about something else, something that you like. You know what I mean? Maybe just history or something. Man, I know Mike out there is a wonderful historian of electrical knowledge. And I'll just say this for the Faraday channel over there, Faraday Research. Mike over there is excellent at history and stuff. And I love when he starts talking about it because he knows all the people, he knows the invention, he knows what he's working on. He actually understands the patents that are going on. And for anybody who doesn't check out that channel, do it on Friday, man. Friday after we do our show here, he comes on. Mike's excellent, that kind of stuff, man. And I absolutely love that channel when Mike gets into that kind of stuff. So anyway, all right. We can answer a few questions. We're trying to just get into it. I just wanted to say my piece on this because there's going to be some crap hitting the fan soon. And it's going to hit pretty hard. I mean, it's literally going to be like throwing monkey shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. It's going to be bad. And I think they fucked with the wrong person. Let me just say that. But with that said, man, I'm going to leave it alone. It didn't happen to me, so I'll let that part go. I just wanted to let you guys know to kind of keep your distance for it. All right, somebody asked if that coil that I build has a certain frequency. Yes, it does. The coil itself like to resonate somewhere anywhere between 275 when the rod's in it to 310 when it doesn't. Does the circuit have a certain frequency? No, it doesn't. It is a self-adjusting circuit that will adjust to any Tesla coil that you put it onto. So the frequency will change between Tesla coils. It also tries to resonate everything around it. So if you keep metal things around it, if you have anything else and you're running that Slayer cider, it will try to pull it in to the frequency of that coil. So hopefully that answers that question. Oh, let's see. Somebody's missing the point, Joe says. I'll be honest with you. The evidence that we need, the evidence is already there. And I don't think anybody has a problem, you know what I mean, telling you what it is. You just gotta, you know what I mean? You just gotta ask. Because I think everybody's seen the people and have interactions with them, and we already know. And yeah. What's the hat on the R2D2? My son thought for Father's Day I would like a cowboy hat. And he says, with all the antics and jokes that I pull, it would be pretty good. So he got me a cowboy hat, and it's on my R2D2 right now. And it actually doesn't look bad on me. So that's what that is. Oh, man, yeah. What'd you walk into? Well, I'll tell you what, Papa, it's, you know what I mean? You share everything like I do online, man. So you got nothing to worry about, man. We got people protecting their patents, and they're getting out there, you know what I mean, without them putting them out. So and they're trying to figure out why. Yeah, limited. We do live in wild times, brother. Yes, we do. Darren, you notice that? Yeah. Yeah, it has a certain frequency of that coil, man. It'll change with everything around it. That's for sure. You uploaded a short video showing the bottom connected to the rod and the radiant energy test. Cool. We'll take a look at that later on, Dennis. Absolutely. So, oh, man. We're all witness and we're all supposed to work together in community. Yeah, well, there's some tough conversations that got to be had out there, I guess. And, you know, we'll just have to have those. I guess is what needs to happen. Very, very point blank and blunt. And if you're okay with that, I don't mind having the conversation. So, nice. You're talking about the hat? Yeah. Papa Bale's awesome, man. All right, give me a second. I'll grab the hat. There you go. Probably a little tad too small. Needs to come down just a little bit. I look like a farmer. Should be out there plowing the field, man. Oh man, what do you think? Oh, you gotta love it. Indiana Jones. There we go. Need it. God, it's come down just a bit. What do you say? Say, uh, like an Aussie hat, huh? Nice. Oh yeah, I need a straw one. The little piece of straw. Oh heck yeah, man. Cattle ranching. That's funny. Get a horse. Nice. Where's your plasma guns? The cigar with it. Nice. Like it. Right on, man. Hey, picked out a good one, man. He wears all those nice suits with the fancy hats. What is it sitting on? I didn't know they stacked shit that high. Oh man. Oh, that's all good, guys. I'll go back to the bald head. Oh man. Oh, let's see. Vortex is getting hacked, man. Gotta run. Nexty. Oh, right on. Yeah, keep it safe. There you go. Get you one of those long coats, man, that goes with it. Me a little star for my vest. Need some headphone friendly hats, dude. I plan on it. It's so hot in California right now, man. I can't keep hats on my head right now. We'll work with anyone willing for a symbiotic relationship. Nice. Late to the show. Nice. I'll show you guys something. Let me see if I can't pull up the picture of it. Oh, here we go. There's a picture of me and the wife, man, when I was young. I still kind of had the same receding hairline back then, man. Oh, I was actually skinny. You could see that I was skinny back then. I was in really good shape. Oh man, so awesome. Yeah, man, it's been what 20 20 some years, man. 20 something years. Anyway, Yeah, good old days. Yeah, it's in the 90s. Yeah, it's in the 90s here too, brother. I don't know about that, but I'll take the compliment. Oh man. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, no, I'm just old with less hair. Right on, brother. Thank you. Best you got was 7 years. Got it. What has it been? 24 years together, I think it is, and 22 married. So yeah, it's been a while. You had some threatened during Ashton's stream. Clearly didn't like my tone. Wow. I don't see why, man. You're always the coolest guy when I ever see you on here. Yeah. Could even be saying the same thing as him. Yeah. Yeah, I like Ashton's show. I actually do watch it. I like it when he covers different topics and stuff like that. I like the plane, but it kind of gets redundant. You know what I mean? But I know it's his shtick, so you know what I mean. All blessed. But yeah, I like when he covers some physics topics and stuff like that. It's pretty interesting. He went to Saudi Arabia to show the king. I don't know about that. I don't think he went anywhere. We're talking about the same person. Bob's show is great too. Yeah, Bob Greenyer. Bob Greenyer, man, he's got some interesting stuff. I'll tell you what. Every time he shows the different things and how they work, you know what I mean? Because he goes behind the scenes, finds the people, and then every bit of detail comes out. That I like, man. How to boil water more efficiently. Yeah, I saw that one. Oh man. Yeah, let's talk about some other stuff, man. Let's let's get into it a little bit. So let's see which topic we want to go on to, man. Met his family in California, right on. Thinking about plasma creating backroom's getting work tonight. Yeah, dude, I think people are gonna be really upset soon. Sorry for them. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, that's what we're all here for, man. Just to learn a little bit, take a little bit back to what you're doing and have some fun and create some stuff. And God willing, you're able to zap a lot of things with the high voltage electricity, and we all get to see it on video, laugh and have fun and enjoy the plasma. You know what I mean? And you're God willing, you're safe. You know what I mean? That's what's cool about it, man. That's kind of where I started, man. I zapped everything. I literally took high voltage stuff and zapped everything. And that was just hilarious. It was fun. And dude, I got zapped the other day. No, I got zapped this morning. Get so old, forget about it. I got zapped this morning, man. I was playing with the high voltage on my gravity flyer and I thought it was all gone. It wasn't. Got me again. Yeah. Dude, I've been Honestly, I've been having trouble with this thing, man, and I figured out what it was. You know, we got the high voltage to work with the Tesla coil, right? But now you got to get the piezo to work with the high voltage and Tesla coil, and it came back to something that Timtron was doing, and I had to, redo his experiment, or replicate his experiment, I should say, in order to see it. So I sat there and I took the toroid, okay, because there's a jewel thief and there's a circuit interrupter, okay, which just means you have a button to interrupt the circuit, and you have a toroid in a jewel thief that has to get to full saturation. Now, the way that it works is you push the button, the energy backs up in the toroid so that it saturates harder and more, right? But it can only do it at the resonance frequency of that toroid. And then you have to adjust based on your resistor and your potentiometer in order to get it there. Okay. I know that's a mouthful, but with that said, what did I have to do to fix the problem? Well, I took it apart, grabbed the toroid, I ran a frequency generator on it, right? And I just did pulses on it. And I wanted to see AC and I wanted to see square wave. I wanted to see where this thing was going to give me my frequency, right? Where it was going to activate in my frequency, because I know what sounds it makes. It makes like a um kind of like a ping from a how do I say it, like a submarine in the water. It makes that sound. Anyway, it's like an echo, right? So I'm looking for that sound. And then when I find it, I have to write down the frequency. And then now we have to take that, put it back into the machine, right? And then now I have to be able to hit that frequency based on my resistor and my potentiometer in order to make sure that the energy coming in matches that frequency. So it's got to adjust the frequency based on those. So it also matters how many windings you put in your coil if it's going to give you that. With certain Tesla coils, man, it was giving me, you know what I mean? The ring, you'd find it no problem. In certain Tesla coils, perfect ring in there, it's set to that ring, which means that the original inventor had that size of Tesla coil, and that was pretty much on track with where he is. Because I changed my Tesla coil on this one to get closer to a frequency that I wanted, I now have to probably change some windings on there and readjust the potentiometer and stuff in order to find the ring. Now, this thing's very particular about where it goes, man. It's you're only going to get a little bit of a span in there. So I had a 10 turn potentiometer in there, and I said, you know what, dude, I don't need to wait all day to find this thing. Take that thing out, put it in myself, basically a dial, one turn potentiometer ready to go, because I know what I'm looking for, and I know what it's in between, and I know where to find it. So yeah, it was just a lot more research than originally thought was going to go into it. I thought, hey, I got the other two, they're working fine, they should work proper to that. No, it wasn't ready. This thing wasn't ready to be tuned to what was going on there. And it had to do with switching out my Tesla coil in because I've switched it 3 times on this machine so far. So yeah, it's got a lot to go on there, man. I had to fix it. So I've been up today fixing that, and I blew out a few resistors. I need to get a few more. They're coming in tomorrow. But then that'll be set. I have 2 other circuits that I'm working on, cold energy circuit, and I'm waiting for a few more oh god, not LEDs. I keep wanting to say LEDs, neons. I'm waiting for a few more neons to come in to finish out that circuit because I blew those. It just ran it too high. That's all it was. So I got to fix that, and then I'm working on some with some crystal oscillators. So then I'll finish that one out hopefully this week, and then that'll be done. But yeah, it's been busy, man. I had to go help my wife move her grandma's stuff out because her grandma passed, and it's been a rough week, man. Back went out twice on me. It's doing better today. I'm catching up on my work. It's taken quite a while to get there. I ordered all the parts for my ZVS to get it in to reshape that circuit because it's we take the original one off the shelf. I'm going to tear off both of those heat sinks that are on there and put on one bigger one. I'm looking for a 40 millimeters by like 80 or 90 or 100. I think I ordered 40 by 100 on there so that I can have two of them. You know what I mean? They cover the whole back of it. And it only comes out about this thick. But the idea is that if I take two 40 by 40 fans and put them on the back of it, it'll cool. As I do that, now when I switch to the capacitor bank that I use on the other side of that ZVS for my Tesla coil, I can now have cooling on the ZVS all the time, and it's not going to be messed up in a high voltage field because the fans we use are awesome. So got that one going, ordered all those parts in. They'll be here tomorrow. So after tomorrow, I'm going to be really, really busy getting this stuff done. But a lot of people wanted the ZVS, and I cannot hand out a ZVS board to tell you that you're going to get AC on your Tesla coil if you don't know how to tune it to get AC. So a foolproof way to do it would be to take every Tesla coil and use an LCR meter on it and just tell you what you know what I mean? What capacitance you need for that value. But they're all close to the same, but not exactly. So how do we get there? Well, the only way to get there is to use a capacitor bank. So I asked Ian for the information on the one that he built. So I'm going to build a very small one like that on the end of the ZVS so that when I go to sell that, you guys are going to be able to get the ZVS circuit with the cap bank and the fans all put in there with the exact distance you're going to need from your Tesla coil, with the exact wiring you're going to need. And then, man, as soon as you plug it in, hit a couple switches, check it, you're good to go. We're going to be blasting off 12-inch lightning bolts out of this thing without have to tinker with it for 3 to 4 hours or 3 to 4 days sometimes that most people get into. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that circuit had to change. There was no way around it, because if you mess with Tesla coils a lot, it's really easy to say, hey, well, just tune it in. You know what I mean? It takes some time, yada, yada. And then you roll your eyes watching the video going, I'll never get that done. If I tell you I'm going to put it in a cap bank where you hit a couple switches, you're like, yeah, I could turn a couple switches. I could do that. That's cool. You know what I mean? Then we're getting it going. Sounds like marketing. Well, marketing a little bit, but getting something useful for you guys. Yeah, it takes a lot of time to get those spikes, man. Yeah. I'll be honest with you, man. It takes a while. It took me 2 days to take my first Tesla coil ZVS to AC without having a bunch of humming in my Variac or blowing something up. Man, I think I shredded like 20 boards because you put too much energy in it when that Variac starts to hum, and then the whole thing goes bad because that MOSFET can't handle it. So you have to be able to tune this thing. And not everybody has a $200-300 oscilloscope to do this. I mean, you could buy a little $40 one and probably work just fine. But then, I'm asking you, hey, not only you got to buy this, you got to buy this. I mean, before you know it, you're getting $400 just to get a couple sparks, and it kind of sucks. So I'm trying to make that whole process a lot simpler. So you use the nail to get the best from yours. Hey, look, let me just tell you, if you blew up a board already, there's a redneck method to that. Okay. Now, this is only if you've blown the board already. If you've already blown one of the offsets in it and the other one still works. Okay. Don't do this a new one because you may blow the whole thing. But here's what you got to do. You connect the bottom one into the number 1 coil like originally, take ground into the number 2 coil like it's supposed to go. Then you take the other wire that comes to it, which is the wire that clips on at a certain distance on your coil. All you do is run it at about 10 volts, and then you run that wire across the winding all the way around, and you find the sweet spot. Once you find the spot where you get the most, and then it immediately drops off, that's your spot. So you go back a little bit to where you got the most and it stays steady. Now, not where it's going to drop off all the time, but right where it stays steady. Take your little pin and mark that spot. That is called the redneck method in order to get your coil tuned for AC. And if you do it with a good ZVS, what's going to happen is you're going to end up blowing off the MOSFET. One of them is going to die on you. So if it's worth it to you to do that, do it. If not, try to get one that you've already screwed up on and use it, because that's the way I do it. You could do it very slowly and turn it. We saw that. Remember that coil? We saw him turn the primary and get it, and he got it to tune in. You can absolutely do that as well. But again, just remember the speed in which he's tuning it. He's not cranking the thing like this. You know what I mean? Very, very slow. Because every time you move it, it's a frequency change in the ZVS. And every time you do that, it puts a little back pressure on that circuit itself. So you can end up blowing it up real fast. That's why I say use a bad one. Slow. There you go. Very slow. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I got a box of them. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got a box of them. Nice. Let's see if they like purple crisp. The crisp, yeah. Well, with that PMP, they are. They're nice. It comes out nice, like for lack of a better word, it comes out in big fuzz, right in front of you. Yeah, yeah. Bug zapper. Huh. Nice. Yeah, it's something to try out, man. If you compress that thing any further, if you got like a second coil or something and wanted to compress it, and use Sean's method, which is basically making an AC flyback out of your Tesla coil, then you can compress it further with a little bit of the rod down the center of it, and you get some beautiful purple swirls that come out of this thing, man. Instead of the white that you usually get in it, the way we set it up, you'll get some beautiful purple coming out of it. Right on, brother. Hopefully it does well. I've been there myself. I take it they didn't give you your job back, crypto? Yeah, you got to recycle the old stuff, man. That's the way it always works. I'll be honest with you, man. Bugs don't like my Tesla coil. They get the heck out of the way. That was kind of a thing. Let me just ask you guys if you know. Is it easier to kill a fly really fast with a fly swatter or really slow? Which one works the best where he doesn't get away? I'll let you guys think about that and tell me your answer. Just an interesting question out there. So yeah, let's talk about that ZVS some more, man. Try to get his old job back, no luck. Hunts for the rest of the week. Yeah. Sorry about that, crypto. Sorry you're going through that, man. Hopefully you find something even better than you had before. So yeah. Really slow. Well, there you go. That's the answer. So for those of you who don't know, flies have those little hairs that stick up everywhere. And as soon as the wind changes around them in any way, they can feel that and they sense it. So they know when that thing comes fast. So if you're not so fast that day, you're not hitting it. But you can walk right up and just set the fly swatter right on top of the fly. Yeah. Crazy, man. That's how they sense things. And if you know that, then you take out that fly every time. I get those suckers, man, when they're half asleep and they don't know I'm coming, and I just that thing onto them and whack, got that sucker. No more fly, no more bugging me. That's disturbing. Kind of like the monk and the chopsticks telling you to get the fly, and you're over here trying to haul butt, right? Try to get that fly, and the best thing you could do is wait for it to land and go up and clip. Got it. Yeah. Make every action count, I guess. Oh man, my daughter's got that dryer on, man. It feels like a sweatshop in here. It's terrible. Get that sucker turned off, man, so I get it to cool down in here, man. This is terrible. I told my wife same thing. They work me like a dog, man. I'm like the government mule. They had me working hard this week, dude. Yeah, pretty bad. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna like I said, that ZVS is gonna be cool, man. We're gonna go ahead and redo that, get that going. And then we got to get up a whole lineup of testing going, man. We did a lot of the water thing, and I know a lot of you out there have seen them, but I think I'm going to have to re-show those, just because people got coils now and they can follow along. I had a guy that I talked with for about 30 to 40 minutes, man, and he was trying to ask me at the rod down the center. So, oh man, let me say this in the best way that I can. The lower amount of energy and the smaller the diameter of the rod, the more cold energy you're going to get out of it. If that energy is coming out radiating hot, like in the rod that I sent with it, then just get a very thin one and put it down there, and you'll start to see the difference going on. And turn the amount of energy down. I know the first thing everybody wants to do is go, "Oh man," he said, "they can put out a ton of energy. I'm going to shoot the sucker right up to 35, 40 volts." Yeah, not so good for water experiments. That, you're working on a different principle there. You want to do the water test, man, you got to drop that thing, you know what I mean? 8 volts, 7 volts, somewhere in that area, you barely want it to go because it's going to oscillate like a bat out of hell. So you want to keep it down and then keep the rod diameter small. Now, does it matter if when you go smaller if it has a hole down the center? No, it doesn't matter at all. You're only going to be able to pick up so much energy in that thing until you hit the point of saturation anyway. So the smaller the diameter, the better. And I use brass in it because brass works really well. And if you do a testing, like a heat test on your camera, you're able to see the brass rod going down it, which is really cool. But yeah, and by the way, the PNP is different than the ZVS. The ZVS you can put up there because it has one frequency to it. Because the Slayer Exciter likes to oscillate everything, including the water, then you have a little bit different of a circuit going on there. Because that ZVS is a monster, man. Excuse me. The Slayer is a monster when it goes in there because it gets the water and it calculates the water and tries to pull it into the frequency and try to run it just with it. The ZVS doesn't. It doesn't care. Get two what's about it. It will literally allow you to set one frequency and that's it. And then it actually has a different result coming through the water. So two different methods completely. And I know I showed a lot of testing in the beginning with my PMP circuit, and then I showed a lot of testing going on with my ZVS circuit, and I could tell you they work differently. And you'd have to own both to know it. You have to really see what's going on there. And it has to do with one ZVS sets a frequency that stays the same, and the Slayer will adjust to anything it touches. So, yeah. Oh, wow. Did you fry the inside of the secondary there, Darren? Yeah, I wouldn't suggest doing any of that. I know we were talking about pipes, so I was talking like really small diameter pipes, not the hose size or bigger. That's bad. Oh, you fried the secondary on that coil, huh? Man. It just ruined the whole thing then. Well, hit me up, man, if you need another one. I think I saw an email from you. Oh, wow. Hold on. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, that's not good. Well, yeah, you got massive leakage. Wow. That sucks, man. Oof. Is that just the black pipe melting, or does the winding on the outside get ruined as well? That's the melted top? What the heck did you? Yeah, that thing's cooked, man. So the outside looks okay. The inside looks like that. So you just gonna scrape everything off and run it and see if it still works? I don't know what he was trying to test there, but that looked pretty bad. Whew. Yeah, that's you were powering up the dam. Does it still turn on? Leftover burrito power. Wow. Is it? Yeah, it's still turned on. Okay. Well, scrape it out. You know what I mean? And I mean, if it still oscillates, man, scrape that garbage out of there and keep testing. Do what you want to do, man. He says it still runs. Oh, of course it smells bad because you just burnt a bunch of stuff. Oh man. God, that's terrible. I feel bad, man. Hopefully you get that stuff cleaned out of there and yeah, that's you wonder why I do all my testing outside of that coil. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely like some rotten plumbing, huh? Oh man. Oh man. Dude, that's just PLA. I didn't think anybody would stick it up, that high. Oh yeah, it puts out crazy power. I mean, there's a monster in that thing. That's not your normal Slayer Exciter circuit where it blows up every 2 seconds. That sucker is a monster. It's in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. Oh. Well, Darren, if you need some parts, hit me up, brother, and we'll talk about it. I'm sorry that kind of stuff happened, man, in testing and stuff like that. So just let me know, man. then we'll ship something out to you. If you just need the top, or if you need something else, you know what I mean? Another number 2 coil. You saw how I put them together on that video, so um, that should be pretty easy to pop a new one in if that's what you decide to do because of the smells too bad. Get you, another top lid on it. Although I think you still have that one with the spike on it that you can run on there, but it kind of, you can always remove that and take your soldering iron, put it right down the center, man, and widen out that hole. It'll work just fine. But yeah, if you need something, let me know. You lit up about 10 tubes. Wow. Tape around the center rod to separate it. See, there's a good idea right there. So remember my original experiments, I used the wire from the house, right? It had the insulation on the outside, so it gave me a better barrier. Anything that touches that number 2 coil on the inside or outside will spark. Okay, that's why there's that little hole in the bottom of that little thing, little notch, so that when you put the rod down there, it stays in that same spot. That's why I put that in there. Nice. From the PLA, yeah. Whew. Yeah, that's bad. It must smell like burnt shit every time you turn it on. I got one of those, man. Let's see what side it is. You can see it over my shoulder right here. You can see the scar right between those 2 lamps. You can see the scar right on it. I did that on the inside and outside, and it works like when you put the energy to wood, how it goes through the fibers of the wood and wherever the water channel is. Oh, it made its own channel right there on that thing as well. Yeah. Huh. Nice. Wow. You'll have to show us the rest of the experiment there, Darren, and give me a picture of it so I can take a look at it. Wow. Give me a second. He sent me. Let me see. This was when he first got it before it was destroyed. Yeah, that top right there, that's what melted down. Yeah, there's that circuit right there for you. Old Man Bill's logo. I'll be honest with you, man. I think the experiment he was doing, there was no help on that plastic. There's no getting around that. Yeah, he's got an extra circuit there for his PMP if it goes down on him. And then he's got extra one for his NPN he can run on there as well. That's some extra parts I sent him. Nice. There's the verification circuit right there. Yeah. Oh, there's some fun in the box right there. There's the ZVS circuit. Ready to rock and roll for them. Yeah, it kind of sucks. He didn't even get to set that one up yet. He'll have to clean up that coil, get that thing rocking with that. There's the rod for down the center. We all need to know the dog's name. Love it. That's all for the AC circuit right there. So you can get high voltage AC. That's the line for it. Kira is the dog's name. Very nice. There you go. That's the top. That's the melted portion. Right on, brother. Thank you for hanging out with us, man. Right on, Darren. Well, love to see it, man. Once you get the sucker up and running again, man. Hopefully, it'll be pretty tough for you. Oh, different. Yeah, I figured that. I've, I didn't know the adapter. Oh man, charcoal burnt coil. It looks so pretty though. Hey, don't feel bad, man. I got a bunch of those. We all try to do everything we can with these things and push them as far as we can. Yeah, I got a bunch, man. Yeah, it chips well. Well, everybody kind of finds out the orange wrap from Home Depot, man. That's always use the big bubble stuff, man. And I ship it, you know what I mean? That sucker doesn't have a problem. Make sure I put some extra wrap on the number 2 coil itself. Just to make sure it never gets damaged in the shipping process. And so far I haven't had any problems with that. I make sure I wrap everything individually so it comes out really clean and neat. And I try to put as much shrink tube on everything as I possibly can so you have no interference and no problem. So we'll run a ZVS test next. Very nice. Yeah, these things ship pretty well. Darren's out in Australia and I'm in California, so it took quite a few days to get there, man. But yeah, it showed up in excellent shape. So as long as you have a good shipping address, man, I don't mind shipping it. So pretty easy process too. You know what I mean? Told them what it was going to be. Got a quote from the place, and then we decided it was good to go, and we sent it. Going out to the service range, dude. We saw. I didn't get to see the brick factory. I saw the dog. Man, that dog shits a lot, crypto. But I saw him go out. You know what I mean? You guys go out to the train tracks and everything, and see all the metal hanging out there, and all the evil spikes that could hit you as the train goes by. I I I didn't get back to the brick factory though. It stopped buffering. Nice. That's what you meant. Okay. I thought you meant on the last trip you were taking. I was watching that, man. Really cool. So if you tune 8-inch secondary to 300 megahertz, can I put it over the driver of the PMP circuit? So you have two different coils that you're going to connect together or try to put them in resonance with each other. Is that what I'm hearing here? Um, oh, if the second coil by itself has the frequency of the Slayer exciter circuit, it'll turn on automatically without anything driving it. It'll automatically put energy into it. And put it within say 2 feet from it and turn on your Slayer exciter. And if the frequency is the correct resonance frequency of the Slayer exciter that it is to a number 2 coil that's sitting next to it, it'll turn it on. If it's not, then you have one of the coil numbers wrong. Use the primary drive. So if you just turn on 2 Tesla coils next to each other, that's a whole different way of looking at it. It would be just 2 Tesla coils running. They wouldn't interfere with each other at all in that way. And you're not going to get, I think there's a lot of confusion about that actually. We're going to get a lot of energy amplification both ways. Not really. Not really. Generally, it's just, you're just in a field exciting gas. That's all you're doing. The excitement comes is when you can start doing multiple secondaries around that one primary in the center. That's when it starts to get interesting. But 2 Tesla coils starting right next to each other, generally never a problem. Unless they're both Slayer exciters running at full blast, and I mean full blast, then you start having problems. Because then they'll try to override each other's circuits. You start having problems with things. Yeah, a lot of different things go on there. Different time zones. Canada. Gotta love it. Yeah. Could be considered that a little bit. There you go. Putting a secondary next to your Tesla coil while it's in oscillation, and then have a next one next to it, and putting plasma through it. Now, the Slayer exciter is a little harder to get that done. The ZVS will do it even better. Because remember, ZVS has one frequency it's going at. Slayer exciter has every frequency it can go at. So yeah, if you just use your ZVS, boom, you can hit that other coil sitting next to it and start sparking plasma out of it. So the 8-inch fits over the original. So 8-inch pipe, winding around it, put it over the entire thing. Then yeah, you would get the frequency would change on the original circuit that goes into it, would change that primary frequency. You would get extra energy out of the secondary that you put over top of it. At least that's the way I've seen it happen. Yeah, you get some extra stuff out of that little spark gap you got going on there. Again, ZVS is a bit different. Dennis got the ZVS on that one. So it's a bit different, yeah. See if we can't pull that, Dennis. You said there was another video. Look at all the marks he's got on his testicle on the primary. I bet you that's where he's finding good resonance numbers at. Third one up, and right about the opposite side of the ground wire, probably. Yeah, well, it doesn't because you're using the water. Yeah, the water is your friend in that circumstance. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, he's got the jar there. Yeah, and the rod's in the jar, so it's working as an antenna to the coil that's on the outside there. Yeah, nice. Right on, man. I love these experiments. Let's get back to showing it real quick. Hey, if you don't mind, Dennis, send me a picture of that at the top of your testicle on the right hand side. You have that needle that comes up from it. If you don't mind, send me a picture of that, like close up. I'd like to see how that and the spark gap on the other side works. I'd like to see how you have that connected in there because that looks pretty cool to kind of keep it off to the side in case people want to use the wire down the center. That might work as a good option there. Hmm. Nice. No body capacitance needed to get a start. Yeah, I just kind of want to see it because I like to. I was looking at the same concept to build an STL file and just run the wire out to it, right? And then use like a an inset grommet. So you just get a little inset that's metal or brass or something like that, and you put it in there and sink it into the plastic, and then you solder the wire to it, and then you can put a spike in there, whatever you want, off to the side, and then be available so that you can run the rod down the center as well. I was kind of thinking that because people get confused about the wire off the top of the Tesla coil. I think it looks cool, makes those swirls and stuff, so I leave it. But some people probably don't want that. They just want to see the fuzzies. Nice. Not on, man. You love those experiments. Give me a second. Let me pull up something really quick here. Now, I wanted to show you this because somebody asked me a question on it, so I just wanted to see if I couldn't answer it for somebody. With these spinners that you put on here, you see on each side, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 of them on each side, right? Well, you can run this in counter rotation if you just have a little one that's a sleeve and you can keep it off of the top of the thing because it's got a balance up there, it has a little sleeve. and then you put things on it, it'll turn out and pull the energy just the same as long as it has metal contact with it. It'll spin. And then on the other one, you just play with it, man. Just keep adding it. Again, just adjust. Don't put too much weight on it. Not too thick a wire. I have 20 gauge wire that has insulation on it so that it doesn't break out everywhere. But you know, it's like a little end of the rocket. When the stuff comes out, it sprays out, so you can get it to go in a direction, man. But here, I'll play it for you. So if you take a look, there's a sorry, I'm trying to flame here. There's a height difference on it, and what that is the angle. So you see the height difference coming in the plasma there, and then you see the spinner here. You see how one of them is angled up just a little bit. Well, that gives you that perception, the height difference, because that's where the plasma comes out of, or the the ion wind comes out of. So you keep them all level, and then you put one up, and it gives you a height difference. So the longer it is, the more height difference you'll get. It's just a way to add depth to the entire process. You see it there. Now you see it there. Anyway, I always loved that one, man. I always thought it was pretty cool. Got some pictures here from Dennis on that on his Tesla coil, so we could see. Oh, let me see. Oh, we could zoom in. There we go. He's got the nail sticking out the top, and he's got a wooden dowel right there. And I would imagine the nail's connected to the wire. That's pretty cool, man. Nice. And there's the little spark gap at the top. That's cool, man. That's not that hard either. I mean, that's what? Simple little STL file on top of the other one. That's not bad at all. You glue it on or just build it that way. There you go. A pin top to hold the brass rod. Stolen. Nice. Very simple, but very effective. You're getting good results out of it. And you don't have a problem, Dennis, when you run the rod down the center that it, interacts with any of these items there? I mean, I see you got another coil behind it too. You got all kinds of fun going on there. Kind of like me, you got a bunch of coils sitting around. Nice. Hey, see that energy pretty much goes through everything. You have to lift it with a 3 appearance pull to keep the rod from burning through things. Yeah. See, that was my concern. I have to set it up maybe no what, like 2 inches out, you think? About 2 inches out, and then have the rod go there. That way you can put the one down the center with no interference. I think that's fair to do. I think I'll do that for people. That way they can get all the effects of the little fuzzies and stuff and never worry about where the wire goes and stuff like that. And then put the rod down the center. And if they ever decided to switch over to AC, then it's not necessarily that hard. It's all in one and just hit the button, it goes, right? Yeah, it might be easier. Pancake Wonder Magic. Nice. Yeah. Those things are cool, man. If you know how to use the energy of them, they're totally awesome, those bifilar coils, man. Yeah. Oh, man. Let's see. Does the radiant go through everything because the particles are so small, just like how gamma rays are particles that go through everything except lead? They're pretty much the same thing, man. And I'm not trying to say they're gamma, but I'm trying to say in the functionality of how it works, yeah, it does go through everything except for lead. And mineral oil, it takes a while to get through mineral oil. It really, really slows it down. So yeah, it doesn't like to go through that. It's kind of like whatever works for an AC flyback in order to contain it's going to work for this. So yeah, dude, that energy's wild, man. It's not the same as the outside of the Tesla coil, and I think a lot of people just associate it with it, but it's not. It's not the same energy at all. It's a different field altogether. So, and it's nasty. I'll just tell you that, and the fact that it just keeps going through stuff. You know, you put tin foil all over it, thinking, "Oh man, I got this. I'm going to close this sucker out." Ground tin foil, nothing. Goes right through it. It'll excite the tin foil. It'll go right through the tin foil. Yeah, has no problems. Yeah, all of it can be collected. That's for sure. You're right on that. Since you're going to find out, I got a smaller silver coil, 310 kilohertz, already wound epoxy and mica covered. Wow. Put it inside with the 8-inch outside. All right, man. Send us a video when you get that, Darren. I'd love to see it, man. Sounds awesome, though. Let's see. So you can use lead mineral oil as radiant resident cavities. But okay, everybody wants to talk bismuth. Well, what do you think bismuth is compressed? It's lead. Why would you think you'd need that? Because if you're running radiant energy on the outside of your craft on the aluminum there, then you'd want a barrier of lead in between that and the crew quarters on the inside, right? So yeah, absolutely, you could use the lead in that fashion. If you wanted to do the Edwin Gray, um, I keep wanting to say a coil, but it's not. It's the Edwin Gray tube. Then mineral oil would work great. Also, I was looking into something else, and I think it'll work just fine if we use tar. It should do the same thing. It's kind of acting like the earth itself, and what things will slow it down. So a very high viscosity, um, you know what I mean, stuff that it may not be able to get through really easy. I think you might be all right. Not when you crank anything up to the max, though. Then it just starts to go through everything. Yeah. Have to get a neighbor to film it. Nice. I tried that with my son, and he told me to pound sand. He said, "No, not a chance for him to come out here and start videotaping the stuff I do. Let's get a tripod." Oh, yeah, definitely is. That's why they trap it in between two sheets of aluminum. Yeah, just got to know what you're working with there. Anyway, yeah, it's all good, man. Work itself out. Oh, man. You can't find the word? I do that. I'm getting old too. What's going on, that fish? You get your coil up and running, man? You said you got it to work. You try any cool stuff with some crystals on that thing yet? Oh, you're sending me a video. Right on, brother. You sent it to my email? You go check that out real quick. Okay, I don't have it quite yet. All right, give it a few minutes. Yeah. Always love it when you get those videos, man. I didn't get any tech stolen, to be honest with you, man. I've had a lot of files stolen off of my computer already. They didn't get my tech. No, they got everything I put on my computer that goes on the internet. They don't get my stuff. Sending it nice. Ooh, for the Christmas tree, huh? Put it in a lantern. That might be pretty cool, man. Put it in a big pumpkin, and then just let it probably fry something. Knowing me, it'll fry something. But that does sound cool. Hmm. Yeah. Well, I think they sell the spinners online, man. It was just too cheap to buy one. I'll be honest with you. Then they only send it with two prongs on it, right? But it works just fine. But you know, you know me well enough to know I'm going to screw with things 100 times. So I just kept adding and adding and adding until it said I couldn't add no more. Right on. Yeah, we were talking, man, because some other people in the group got their stuff taken. You know, got some Earl Shive salesmen out there selling them on something, and they didn't come through. Kind of screwed over somebody, and I'm sure we're all going to hear about it. All right, got it now. Okay, we'll download that real quick. Give me just a second, guys. It looks like the wire coming off the secondary. Well, it's definitely swirling. You got a little rod next to it. Yeah, you can see the swirl. Nice. So it's up and running. You're good. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Sorry, guys. I love the way plasma breaks out. I'm just trying to get a good look at it. That's nice. Yeah, it smells like an oil generator. Yeah, it absolutely does. You got 100% right on there. You got to open the windows every once in a while. Look at that. Yeah, I don't know what he was hitting on there. Ooh, look at that. Man, I bet you if you could get that shot right there really close up, you'd see all the little lines that come across in the RF from it right there. That's cool. That hits the brass rod to the center. Nice. That does make a lot more sense. Nice. Right on, man. That fish won that awesome free coil we gave away when I burnt my mouth off on those wings, man. So Joe had a good time laughing at me. They gave me some payback for something I deserved. So yeah, dude, it's all good fun. I'm glad you won, brother, and I'm glad you got that up and going. I can't wait to see your crystal experiments on that coil because I think they're going to be awesome. So, like I said, whatever you do to that thing, turn it off, get everything set, and then turn it back on. Don't do it while it's working. Save yourself the grief. So, yeah, dude, I can't wait to see those experiments, man. Joe's right there with you, though. Joe's been over there working the crystal, and he's got another coil to it. He's got water going with it too. He's got some awesome experiments going on his side as well, man. And then he gets a little more into, what I mean, what it's doing in meditation and things like that. So I'll let Joe speak to that and what he's done, but it's pretty awesome, man. And then, oh, we were brainstorming the other day, coming up with some cool stuff, watching some videos that had to do with resonance, and then some cells and stuff. Well, I'll wait for Joe on Friday to talk about that, but I'm gonna just give you a little teaser. That was such an awesome understanding of what was going on and everything that they can happen there. And we were watching a video where a guy was talking about they were the future of some kind of medicine they were injecting, and then the resonance of that would turn on and off different things in the body. Totally amazing. So I don't want to ruin it. I just want to give you guys a heads up for Friday. That's what we'll be talking about, and we'll try to stay as much away from medical as we can. But it will be heavily into cells and what they're trying to do with them, just in a general, more of a general sense than any kind of healing sense, but just general. Because I think it's worth doing. Let's see. You ordered a musical testicle. It just got here. I want to learn how to do it. Then make it to this one. Well, you're going to go to your. I'll just tell you. Music circuits on a 555 timer, and there's a couple of resistors and a diode, if I'm not mistaken, and it runs off of the base of your transistor. So the base that goes in, it's where it connects that usually, and it adds frequency to your circuit. So yeah, it definitely can do that. Yeah, we're talking biology of it. That's right, Joe. That's cool though. I love musical testicles, man. That's one of the things I want to attach to my testicles and be able to send it out to other people as well. Is do that musical circuit with it, because we all know I like a little bit of AC/DC thunderstruck when I'm running my coils. So yeah, definitely. And the Bluetooth pickup. Good luck with that PMP with that Bluetooth, man. You may not get that signal going through there at all if you have that circuit I sent you running. They only like game music. That sucks. I think I'll get that one right, because I'm not gonna halfway do it, man. It's just about impulses and ones and zeros at that point. So we'll have to figure out what the actual answer is there then. Kit from Amazon was $10. You can't go wrong with $10. $10, man. That's right. I like the ones with the little gas tubes, because the gas tubes would cost you more than the entire thing altogether. That's usually a good deal. Yeah. Share it to the show, man. Every time you do it, man, we can all learn right there beside you. That's for sure. 8-bit. Hmm. Interesting. Kind of like a little Arduino running. You saw those gas tubes, man. They cost you $60-80 for all those little tubes. And if you get a coil with it, man, hey, might as well. I've been pricing those tubes, man, and everything else. I'd love to have them, you know what I mean, just in the PLA right around the coil. When I turn it on, I can see each one light up individually. That'd be cool. Just as a little fun thing for your room. Nice. Huh, there you go. Yeah, a little bit of AC/DC. I'll tell you what. Anybody get one of those coils from me? Your coil was born in AC/DC, man. It had it playing in the background when I was widening that coil. That's for sure. Noble gas is a frightening experience. Yeah. Gee, I got to see that. Plasma was worth it though. Right on, man. Would be epic for the DIY channel. Nice. Always got to have something new, man. Always building something new. So, oh, there you go. Learn how to put things together. Awesome. Clean stuff. Yeah. Have LEDs. Yeah. There you go. Well, yeah, it'll turn right on, won't it? I mean, yeah, we could do that. Do a little old builds and LEDs, little old school. Look like, oh, no, I'm going to date myself. Looks like light brights. Remember those? You stuck them in the board, man. They turned on. Probably everybody back in the 70s, early 80s. Remember those things. Nice. Yeah, they sell those little balls that have the plasma. You can make the plasma ring inside of them. They're 60 some dollars on eBay. That's one of the next ones I'd like to pick up when I have personal money to do it. Yeah, those things are cool. Nice. Coil's 2 inches tall. Like that. Gotta love that. I'll look that up, man, and see what kind of kit you're getting into there. So that's pretty cool. Give me a second. I'm gonna look up see if I can find it. Joe was doing experiments. Sorry, it's taking a minute. Look at that color coming off of there. Nice. Hmm, that's cool the way it comes out. Let me see if he has one more. We get there. That wasn't the one. Why did it send me backwards? He's got it upside down. Yeah, I think it's his camera making it look blue. I think it's coming up purple though. But you can see he's got the coil right there. He's got a wrapped coil next to the water. Oh, there it goes. It's like two different colors on the bottom and then on the top. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's always neat to see what people do when they get into this stuff, man, and what experiments they do, because it's always like a cross between something you've seen before and something you've never seen. Everybody kind of has their own spin on it, man. It's totally awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, he puts it in that water, man, and he gets those things to light up in different colors. I don't think he owns it quite a fluorescent yet, where he can get it from a distance. When he does, it's gonna blow his mind, man, on the distance those things pull from that energy. Totally awesome. Yeah, some cool stuff. Yeah, that's what I love about this, man. Now everybody gets the coil out there, man, gets to learn and see what we do. And for people who just wanted to build them, man, and then for people who bought them, yeah, dude, fascinating. And then we get everybody going to extremes. Like Dennis melted the living daylights out of that cap. So you get all kinds of stuff, man. I'm glad the coil still works, though. Pretty tough coil for being melted half to death. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, right in the woo, man. That's for sure. That's about how we like to do things, man. Right in the woo. All right, guys, it's been about 2 hours, man. I'm gonna take off for the day. I gotta get some rest. I got a lot of stuff to build tomorrow, man. Ton of stuff's on the bench right now. So hopefully that order come in really early and I get all this stuff done. So thanks, guys, for hanging out with me in the chat and everything. And just watch yourself out there. Make sure you're protecting yourself so you don't get nothing taken. All right, man. With that said, have yourself a great day. And if you can help Joe go mining, please do. Thank you.
The old man Bill. The old man Bill. The old man Bill. The old man Bills. The old man builds is broken in the head. People not seeing reality has put them in the red. Where conscious and spirituality been stricken from the norm and replaced with the ignorance of basic magnetic form. The geometry of God keeps running through his head. That's what makes old man builds broken in the head. The old man builds. The old man builds. Spheres of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. Fears of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. Fears of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds.